What's up, everybody watching on their computers, their smartphones, their tablets, or their TVs? This is Andy. Welcome back to another edition of Andy Plays. Alright, everyone. Since it's March Madness season, I want to do for the next 3 weeks taking a look at the eras of March Madness games. Now, we're going to do a PS1 game this week, PS2 game next week, and then on March 29th, we're going to play a PS3 version of NCAA March Madness because I want EA to bring it back. We know they brought back the college football series recently on the PS5, and I'm hoping maybe somebody at EA will pay attention. But don't worry, we'll go back to Vice City Stories for GTA on April 5th. So don't worry. If you're expecting that, that's coming. But nevertheless, this week, we're going to start off with NCAA March Madness 1998. So we're going about almost 30 years, if you believe it or not, for this week's games. Without further ado, let's launch the PS1 disc, and I'm going to let the introduction play. So I'm going to mute my mic for a bit, and then we'll look at the start menu.
Sports. It's in the game.
Alright, so I have to mute the, the music because I don't want to get claimed for copyright. But if I leave it too long, then that will happen. Also, if you noticed there a little bit why the music was muted there a little bit earlier in that introduction, that was because I wanted to make sure that you could at least hear what was going on. I should have done a sound check earlier. But anyways, it is working. Everything is fine. Everything is going well. Just making sure that my editor is ready for later as we go along here. But yes, so I figured I want to see if we could change the game settings for a bit. Okay, so there is a announcer. I'm trying to see if I could find... Yeah, okay, we can do that. Okay. There we go. So now it's frozen. Now it's back. Okay. So I'm trying to find St. John's here. Ooh. I want to see if we can find... Oh, look, here's Hawaii. So let's see what UConn looked like back in those days. Because they said St. John's is in this game. Now, just for fun, I want to see if Hofstra's here. They're not going to be here, but that's okay. We can always do Hofstra in a different game, right? Yeah, see? Hofstra's not here, but they do have St. John's. So at least that's the good news. Because I'm like, wait a minute, where's St. John's? There's St. John's. Look, here's Seton Hall, too. Alright, so here's St. John's. So, I bet this is going to be like a short game. They probably are like, attention span is too short. So here's the load screen. Let's see if it works. Right, so I'm just making sure that everything is working here, right? Right, so this is my mic. Whoa! Okay. I hope we don't have echoing through the video capture device. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure it's working here. I'm like, huh? Hope we don't have double... Alright, whatever. But it is taking a while to load the team data here. So, I'll mute my mic here.
Good evening, and welcome to Alumni Hall for tonight's matchup.
Now it's too loud. Alright. Live from Jamaica, New York. Even though it is Fresh Meadows. Alright, so let's see if this works. Oh, it's 10 minutes. Good. And look how interesting these graphics are. How come I can't change players? Uh-oh. So I didn't have defense. Trying to learn the controls. 3. So how do you change players? Oh, I think it's circle, right? Oh, no, I can't do this accurately. Right, so you have to hit the buttons right here, right? Oh, no, a turnover! So what button can you hit to change players? Finally, a rebound. So you got to hit the buttons carefully here. Out of bounds. Ooh, okay, so at least this is accurate. Now, I like to see if there's, like, options. So I'm going to try to figure out these controls. Alright, the weirdest thing just happened. Look. The controller just froze. Look at that. I don't know what's going on here. But now it just stopped. I'm going to have to restart the game, I guess. Yeah, this is what I meant by restarting. Alright, trying this again. So now I have the gameplay controls. Alright. So we know tip-off is the triangle. So again, I could change the players this way. So, let's see. Yeah, there we go. So at least now I know what I'm doing. Okay. So I don't want to make a mistake here. 3! Yeah! There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So again, that's how you change players. Oop. Get the rebound. Oh, he's open. Oh, nutty. Hey. That was bound to happen. That was bound to happen. Okay, so at least the good news is... Ooh. Block! Oh! Oh! I'm getting too carried away, guys. For a game that was crazy for its time. I mean, think about how EA really put the precision into this. Ooh. So you only can use a certain amount of buttons. I guess that would work. Ooh, turnover. 3! Man, look at that. I'm getting carried away as we speak with these threes. And look how realistic they put the CBS Sports. I mean, that's pretty cool for a game from like 30 years ago. Now, you got to admit, I mean, for what it's worth, it's kind of cool to think like this is how far come we've gotten from a game. All right, 8-2 St. John's. Now, this is not what Carnesecca Arena looks like in real life. Like 30-something years ago, the arena was like a different name. Like they mentioned in the start of the game. Come on! Defense! Oh, man. Oh, well. We tried. Pass. Pass. Oh, no! Yep, easy lay-in. Oh, my God! How do you miss that? Oh, no. That should have went in. Can't convert on the fast break. Uh-oh. There you go. Big guy got it. Uh-oh. By the way, look how different the logo was back in the day for St. John's. So I think we're just going to play this first quarter. I don't want to bore you guys, but I figure I just want to like go week by week, show you how these games were different back then. Because, by the way, if you're wondering how I'm controlling the players, my D-pad is not working. I guess because for PlayStation 1 games, they just didn't use the D-pads as much, so I'm using the arrows on my DualShock 3. So if you're wondering, oh, how am I controlling the players? Well, that's how I'm doing it. And when I change players, I just hit the X button. I was looking at the manual for the game. Yes, games had manuals back then. I was looking, I'm like, how do you control these guys? Like, that's how I had to restart the game. See? Easy. You just pass the ball around. Then you can dribble, dribble, dribble. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Get the rebound! Rebound! Oh no! There you go. Wow! Oh! Okay, we're gonna pass it. I got a 3 open. Oh, come on. But I said, I mean, for these graphics, they are pretty good. Now, supposedly for a game that came out almost 30 years ago, people were complaining, oh, the AI is not accurate enough. Well, again, this was 1998. I mean, what do you expect for a game that came out 30 years ago? Come on, get the rebound. Oh. Well, you got to give these guys credit. So I can't call a timeout, right? Alright, well... Figured we would take a timeout here. regroup because, you know, come on. Timeout would definitely regroup. So look how specific they were in terms of timeouts. They gave you a 20-second timeout, a brief one. Ah, we're missing our shots. Come on. Hey. 3. Don't take that shot. No, that's why we don't take that shot. That's why we don't take that shot. Ooh, nutty. Ooh, he's open. He's open. He's open. Oh, why did I pass? Did a stupid thing. And now UConn is leading. Ah, well. 3. Why would a center take a 3? It's the dumbest thing that I would ever ask myself. Then again, that's Kristaps Porzingis in a nutshell. Oh, nutty! Why didn't I pass back? Yeah, so you can hit the turbo button. Yeah, see, there's a turbo button. By the way, listen to how squeaky those noises sound. Squeak, 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 squeak. Oh. Well, this was all St. John's ball. Oh my goodness. And look at that. We're making a mistake on an inbound.
The ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by St. John's.
I have to say, that's realistic, the announcement. Oh.
St. John's.
3! Finally. Point guard's supposed to be that tall. By the way, I sneezed because I don't know if that's the first time I've ever sneezed during an Andy plays. Don't shoot a 3!
Last touch by St. John's.
My God! Ooh, tripped him.
The ball goes
Why
out
do
of
I
bounds.
keep going out of bounds? Why? That has to be the corniest thing I would ever do. Alright. Goaltending.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
Right, so the 1 minute thing was in the demo. When I played the demo, I couldn't play the demo, but you know, when they had the demo, they showed like, oh, how would the 1 minute announcement would work. Figured I had a good look for a 3. Get the ah! Three! There you go.
Score 3.
Figure take the shot. Maybe they're gonna just keep passing it. Defensive foul. St. John's ball. Trying to get a shot. Oh! Look how close that was. I mean, you gotta give credit when credit's due, but hey, I had fun, right? I'm gonna mute that. Alright, so that was NCAA March Madness 1998. So we're gonna go to the PS2 era next week, and we're gonna see how fun these games are for the next 2 weeks. Thank you very much for watching, and he plays each and every Sunday. So until the next one, please take care.